Look, I love the Ninja Creami. It is hands down one of the greatest kitchen appliances ever invented for satisfying a sweet tooth while keeping your macros in check. But because this machine has exploded in popularity, my social media feeds are absolutely flooded with creamy recipe videos. And frankly, a lot of them are driving me crazy. Every single day, I see the exact same shortcuts, the exact same bad advice, and the exact same outright lazy habits that are just being passed off as these expert recipes. If you're new to the creamy world, or if you've been doing this for a while and you're wondering why your ice cream tastes like chemicals or the texture is completely wrong, or you're wondering if you're actively ruining your machine, this video is for you. So today we're gonna break down the 7 things I absolutely hate seeing in a Ninja Creami recipe video. Let's get into it. Starting off strong at number 1, instant Jello pudding mix. We've all seen this one. Nothing, and I mean nothing, screams tell me you're an amateur without telling me you're an amateur, quite like dumping a pack of instant pudding mix into your blender bottle and you're calling it a gourmet recipe. I see it in 80% at least of the standard fitness creamy videos out there. Someone stands in front of the camera, they hold up that box we all know, sugar-free vanilla, sugar-free chocolate pudding mix, and they act like they just discovered the holy grail of ice cream chemistry. Well, here's the truth. That pudding mix, it's a massive crutch. People use it because it contains modified cornstarch and sodium pyrophosphate, which act as instant thickeners, yes, and yeah, they're stabilizers, and they're supposed to help prevent an icy, crumbly mess. But you know what else it does? It makes your ice cream taste like an artificial, chemically engineered pudding. Completely overpowers the actual flavors of your protein powder that should be a quality protein powder. Perhaps you're using fruit, perhaps you're using cocoa. Yeah, if you want thick, scoopable, commercial quality texture, you don't need a box of processed pudding. Learn how to use real stabilizers. A fraction of a gram of something like guar gum or my favorite xanthan gum will do a much better job. And you're not gonna have to change the flavor profile by packing your pint with artificial fillers. So stop using the box. It's lazy, it's unoriginal, and it's a dead giveaway that you don't actually know how to formulate a good base. Number 2 on my list is the infamous 2-ingredient hack. You've definitely seen this video. The creator looks at the camera with wide eyes, acts completely shocked, and claims they just discovered the ultimate life hack for the Ninja Creami. And what's the revolutionary, mind-blowing hack? Well, they take one of those Fairlife protein shakes, they pour it into a pint container, they hit it with a squirt of 0-calorie sweetener or a splash of sugar-free syrup, freeze it and spin it. And that's it. That's the entire video. That's the hack. So let's clear something up right now. Freezing a commercially manufactured, pre-made protein drink that already contains emulsifiers, milk proteins, and stabilizers, and you run it through a machine that can literally make anything look like ice cream, that's not a hack. It's not even a recipe. It's barely even assembling food in general. It's just spinning a frozen drink. And worse yet, people spin this stuff and try to pass it off as premium, rich, indulgent ice cream. I'll tell you right now, it's not. It's usually icy, it melts within 4 minutes of taking it out of the machine, and it has almost 0 depth of flavor, maybe negative depth. Can you do it in a pinch when you're rushed? You could, but please stop making dedicated videos about it like you're Gordon Ramsay innovating the dessert space. It's not a secret trick. Number 3 is a massive pet peeve of mine, and honestly, a public service announcement for your gut health. Excessive amounts, and I mean excessive amounts, of 0-calorie sweetener. I watched a video where the creator proudly dumped 45 grams of monk fruit or erythritol blend into a single individual pint container. 45 grams in what is actively being promoted and marketed as a single serving recipe. Now, let me be very clear here, I'm not necessarily saying it's unsafe or toxic, so hold your comments. I use 0-calorie sweeteners myself. They have a massive place in macro-friendly baking and cooking and recipes in general. But I'm absolutely saying that dumping nearly 50 grams of sugar alcohols or bulk sweeteners into 1 pint of ice cream is just lazy. And quite frankly, it is terrible to do to your digestive system. If you consume that entire pint in one sitting, which most people tracking macros intend to do, or anybody in general who likes ice cream, your stomach is going to be absolutely in shambles the next 12 hours. Beyond the digestive disaster, it just tastes bad. When you overload a pint with that much artificial sweetener, you get that intense chemical artificial cooling effect at the back of your throat that completely masks any actual food flavors that you put in there. If your recipe requires that much fake sugar just to taste edible, your base formulation is broken. Balance your flavors, use real ingredients, and please stop relying on a mountain of sugar alcohols to make your recipes palatable. Number 4 makes me physically cringe every single time I see it on screen. It's watching a creator take a metal knife and start scraping down the icy sides of their plastic creamy pints. Here's the problem with that. They grab a knife, and I don't even care if it's a dull butter knife. A metal knife still has some sharpness to it. When you take a hard metal, sharp in some way knife and forcefully scrape it against a frozen, brittle plastic container, you're all but guaranteeing that you are shaving microplastics. Yeah, microplastics directly into your ice cream mix. You're creating a plastic particle mix-in, if you will. If you don't believe me, if you're doing that, do this right now. Go to your kitchen, grab your favorite most used creamy pint container and hold it up to a bright light. Look closely at the inside walls. Are there horizontal scratch marks? Are there white gouges? These little lines running down the sides? If there are, you've been eating plastic right along with your high protein vanilla. Maybe use a dull spoon, but keep the metal cutlery far from the inside of these pints. Moving on to number 5, thinking the swirl function is worth it. Lately, I've seen the massive influx of videos showcasing some of the newer, these big swirl machines that creators are hyping up, the built-in features that allegedly allow you to perfectly inject a swirl or create elaborate layered pints. Let's look at this objectively, okay? Take a step back. It's not worth it. It's not worth it in the retail price of the machine. It's definitely not worth the extra countertop space these massive units take up, and it is absolutely not worth it for a function that I can completely replicate with a 3-cent plastic bag with the corner cut off. Mimics a piping bag. Seriously, you don't need a bulkier, more expensive appliance to do basic kitchen geometry for you. Get that nonsense out of here. I know we got to keep trying to make money, but stop. Number 6 is a mindset shift that absolutely needs to happen across the entire ice cream community. Thinking you can't add sugar to a high protein pint and it's still healthy. I see so many creators twisting themselves into absolute knots trying to keep sugar at 0 grams, believing that if even just 1 granule of real sugar enters the container, the entire health value of the particular recipe is completely destroyed. Listen to me closely and honestly. Let's call it out. Debra, 10 grams of sugar will add some real sweetness and better texture to your ice cream. The way sucrose interacts with water molecules completely changes how the ice crystals form during the freezing process. It yields a significantly smoother scoop, a cleaner melt, and it gets rid of that chalky, dry texture that plagues pure protein powder recipes. And what does 10 grams of sugar actually cost you? Around 38 calories. You can walk off the extra 38 calories, trust me. It's simply worth it. Stop treating basic carbohydrates like they're toxic. A little bit of real sugar goes a long way in making your macro-friendly ice cream actually taste like real ice cream. Number 7, you haven't bought extra pint containers and then you complain that you don't have anything prepped for that particular day. I see this all the time in those day in the life vlogs that we're recording now or weekly meal prep videos. Someone stands there and says, "Oh, I really wanted a sweet treat tonight, but my 1 or 2 pint containers are sitting empty in the dishwasher, so I guess I can't make anything." Are you kidding me? The 1 or 2 that came with the Creami when you bought it are great, but they're a baseline starting point. They're just so you can use the machine. If you're serious about using this machine consistently, you need extras, and they're readily available and incredibly cheap online. The entire benefit of the Creami is being able to prep 4, 5, or 6 different flavors on a Sunday afternoon so they're ready to go. You stack them neatly in the back of the freezer and you have a rotating menu ready to go whenever a specific craving hits. Go online, buy a multi-pack of extra pints, fill your freezer, and eliminate that scarcity mindset once and for all. And speaking of extra, check out everything else I've learned after having my Ninja Creami for over a year in this video here, and I'll see you over there. Bye.